You've been misled for years. Somewhere along your journey, you were convinced that relentless hard work was the ultimate path to financial success. The idea was simple. If you just clocked in more hours, gave up more weekends, and outworked every competitor, wealth would follow. But what if I revealed that those who truly succeed, the individuals who retire young, construct vast empires, and live free from financial worry, aren't necessarily outworking you? Instead, they're engaged in an entirely different financial strategy. Tony Robbins dedicated over 7 years to interviewing some of the planet's most influential investors. Titans like Ray Dalio, Warren Buffett, and Paul Tudor Jones shared their secrets, which became the foundation of his best-selling book, Money, Master the Game. The core revelation? The rich don't toil for money. They acquire assets that generate wealth on their behalf. In this video, I'll guide you through the precise 10 assets the wealthy leverage to amplify their riches. These assets align seamlessly with the 7 straightforward steps Tony Robbins outlines for anyone eager to break free from financial strain and secure lasting independence. These aren't mere theories. They're practical, income-producing tools you can begin integrating into your life today, even if you've been trapped in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. So, if you're prepared to stop exchanging your time for money and start owning assets that pay you indefinitely, this video could transform your entire perspective. Let's dive into the first step and the initial asset that can subtly reshape how you view ownership, income, and control. Most people fail to build wealth because they never seize control of their financial destiny. They're too caught up in survival mode. That's how Tony Robbins introduces step 1 in his book, and he hits the nail on the head. The issue isn't laziness. It's a lack of connection to your financial future. Society has conditioned us to work, spend, and repeat, rarely pausing to ask, is this building something that benefits me long-term? Picture 2 individuals. One owns a modest rental property, while the other relies solely on a paycheck. Both go to work, pay bills, and try to save, but one receives passive, predictable rent income every month. Money that doesn't depend on their job, their time, or their physical presence. That's the power of real estate when used as an asset, not just a personal residence. And that's the first mindset shift Tony emphasizes. Taking control begins with understanding what you own and whether it's working for you or against you. Let's be real. Your home might feel like your greatest investment, but it's not generating income. It drains you with interest, maintenance, and taxes. It's a comfort, not a cash flow source. Now consider a duplex you rent out, a small studio listed on Airbnb, or a plot of land leased to a food truck or farmer. That's an asset. It generates revenue whether you're actively involved or not. Tony teaches that building financial certainty starts with what he calls your security bucket. Real estate fits perfectly here. It's tangible, resistant to inflation, scalable, and most importantly, controllable. You don't need to plead with a boss or time the stock market. You just need to own something others need, like shelter. When you do, you evolve from a wage earner hoping to save into a quiet owner, a builder, a collector of income streams. That's true control. Now, let's transition to step 2, where the game begins to transform. Once you know what to own, you must understand the rules the rich play by and how to win, even if you're starting late. In Money, Master the Game, Tony Robbins delivers a truth many avoid. The money game has rules, and if you're unaware of them, you lose by default. The financial system is structured to favor owners, not earners. While most trade their time for dollars, the wealthy engage in a different game, one built on scale, automation, and leverage. This is where online businesses and intellectual property enter the picture, assets governed by a rule most never learn. You can detach time from income. Consider this. You write a book, design a course, develop a tool, or launch a high-traffic blog. You create it once, and it continues generating income, not because you're pushing it daily, but because systems and algorithms handle the effort. It's no longer you against the clock. It's you surpassing your old self, the one who believed you had to show up to earn. Tony advocates for a freedom plan, an income source that doesn't consume your life. Whether it's an online course, a licensing deal, a YouTube channel, or a dropshipping store, the objective is consistent. Build something that solves a real problem and let it operate autonomously. The beauty lies in its accessibility. It rewards insight and execution, not just capital. You don't need millions. You need clarity, action, and patience. And here's the twist. The most impactful intellectual property isn't always the most glamorous. A simple guide to better tax filing or a niche app saving 5 minutes daily might not go viral, but they build trust, attract traffic, and yield long-term income. Once you grasp the rules, that value scales without your constant involvement, revealing how much of your income potential has been stifled by the 9 to 5 mindset. Let's move to step 3, where Robbins focuses on making the game winnable, and the best way to do that is with small, cash-generating machines that stack wealth quietly while you focus on bigger goals. In step 3, Tony Robbins offers a deceptively simple insight. To win at money, you must make it winnable, specific, realistic, and visible, not vague or distant. This means shifting from grand dreams like, I want to be rich, to concrete goals like, I want to earn $500 a month from assets I don't need to manage. That's how the rich think, and it's where assets like vending machines or arcade games come into play. Most dismiss these as too small or outdated, but that's their strength. They're quiet, consistent, and scalable. Imagine a vending machine in an office lobby. It doesn't negotiate, require training, or take sick days. It just sells snacks daily. The same goes for arcade machines in bars or family centers. They create value through location, not your presence. Tony describes this as part of your income for life plan. Assets that produce steady cash flow while you sleep. Vending and game machines aren't get-rich-quick schemes. They're leverage plays requiring initial setup, but then running autonomously. That's the essence of making the game winnable. Start with something tangible, controllable, and momentum building toward independence. Warren Buffett bought a pinball machine at 17, placed it in a barber shop, and earned daily income while at school. He reinvested that to buy more machines, creating a cycle of cash flow and options. That wasn't luck, it was leverage in action. You don't need 50 machines or national expansion. One reliable income stream proves this game is winnable, not through harder work, but smarter ownership. Let's advance to step 4 and 5, where Robbins emphasizes the most critical decision you'll make with your money, how to allocate it and ensure it lasts forever. Tony often says that where you place your money matters more than how much you earn. In Master the Money Game, he highlights 2 key concepts: asset allocation and creating a lifetime income plan. This is where most people stumble, not due to a lack of discipline, but because they've never learned to balance stability with growth. Enter dividend stocks and bonds. Bonds aren't flashy or likely to multiply your portfolio overnight, but that's not their purpose. They provide protection, forming the base of Tony's security bucket. A well-chosen bond delivers steady income regardless of market crashes or job loss. Then there are dividend stocks, the understated powerhouses of long-term wealth. While many chase stocks for price increases, the rich seek stocks that pay dividends. These shares distribute profits to you quarterly, meaning your passive income grows as the company prospers. It's not speculation, it's ownership with rewards. Tony's plan integrates these into an income-for-life strategy, designing a portfolio that generates predictable income irrespective of market conditions. This is where true wealth emerges. When your investments pay you automatically, your stress fades, and your opportunities expand. You shift from survival mode to a place of calm. If you're seeking a platform to start building such a portfolio with dividend stocks, ETFs, and bonds, consider public.com. It simplifies learning while earning, and I've included my affiliate link below. Signing up supports this channel and kickstarts your income plan. But the real secret lies in balance. The right allocation fuels growth in good times and safeguards you in bad, embodying Robbins' all-seasons portfolio: safe, strong, and smart. Now, let's reach step 6, where the wealthy move from defense to offense, unlocking life-changing strategies. Up to this point, Tony has focused on smart defense, securing income, diversifying allocation, and protecting against downturns. But in this chapter, he reveals what the ultra-rich already know: offense transforms your life. This is where business ownership, crypto assets, and fine art come into play, not as status symbols, but as high-upside investments. Business ownership stands out. Every billionaire Robbins interviewed shared this trait. They didn't just invest in businesses, they own them. Whether it's a private company, an equity stake, or a startup you build, business is the fastest path to scalable wealth. Why? It lets you control value creation, hire, scale, systemize, and potentially exit for significant returns. In Tony's terms, it's where you stop renting opportunities and start owning them. Next, crypto. It's volatile and risky, but when sized appropriately in a diversified portfolio, it offers high potential with asymmetric upside. Robbins found billionaires allocating just 1 to 5% of their net worth to crypto, not for certainty, but for optionality. The goal isn't to risk everything. It's to gain exposure to a future economy that may reward early believers. Finally, art. It might seem abstract, but the ultra-wealthy have used fine art as a store of value for centuries. Blue-chip paintings appreciate over time, and fractional ownership now allows everyday investors access via digital platforms. Art isn't just aesthetic. It's an asset class tied to emotion, scarcity, and legacy. Robbins calls this the aspiration portfolio, assets that grow and inspire. These are the 0.01% S strategies, not random gambles, but targeted opportunities complementing the safety net you've built. Now, let's address the final step, the one that makes all the others meaningful. Even with all these assets, without the 10th, the game feels incomplete. In the last step of money, master the game, Tony shifts the focus unexpectedly. After covering strategies, portfolios, and billionaire insights, step 7 isn't about growing wealth. It's about growing you. The question becomes, what are you building it for? That's where the final, often overlooked asset enters, contribution. Most don't view contribution as an asset, but it is. It pays emotional dividends, compounds meaning, and in wealthy circles, it's seen as strategic impact, not just charity. Whether mentoring others, funding causes, creating jobs, or building something enduring, contribution turns money into a legacy. Tony says it best. The secret to living is giving. Not when you're rich, but now, because giving when you have little expands your capacity to receive more with purpose. Many billionaires he interviewed have foundations, schools, or impact funds. They redirect wealth. The paradox? Contribution might be the only asset that makes you feel wealthy before the numbers confirm it, reconnecting you to your values and reminding you that money is energy. When it flows outward, it returns tenfold in clarity, connection, and peace. So yes, own income-generating real estate, build automated businesses, hold dividends, crypto, and art, but don't neglect the final move. Make it count. Not just for yourself, but for others who may never know your name yet live better because you played this game. We began with Tony Robbins' Money. Master the Game. Not just a financial guide, but a blueprint for reclaiming control over your money, mindset, and future. Through his 7 steps, we've tied each principle to real, active assets, 10 in total. From automated income to equity and systems, from royalty-generating intellectual property to silent compounders like your network, energy, and decision-making, you've seen how true wealth isn't built by saving to safety. It's built by thinking differently, acting deliberately, and creating a machine that works even when you don't. The most powerful shift isn't just tactical, it's emotional. It's realizing wealth isn't about someday. It's about how you move today. It's replacing financial anxiety with clarity, swapping complexity for strategy, and recognizing that your most valuable asset is your ability to direct energy, money, and focus toward a meaningful vision. So, here's my question to you. Which of these 10 assets are you already building? Which needs your attention this week? Comment below and be honest. Speaking it begins the process of owning it. If this video brought clarity or reshaped your view of wealth, consider my next video. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you want more deep, hype-free frameworks, remember this is for educational purposes only, not investment advice. Conduct thorough research and consult professionals. Investment values fluctuate, and past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Assess your risk and goals before investing. Until next time, stay consistent, stay patient, and stay winning. See you soon, Money Magician.